Hi, Melody.
Hey,
Welcome to Between the Notes, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak to us.
thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Even me. So I'm all the way from South Africa. That is where I am currently in, and you are in Houston.
Houston, Texas. I went to high school in South Africa for a year, however, in Bryanston.
Oh wow! You were born in Nairobi because you're not originally from America.
I'm
Hey.
not. I'm a transplant. I was born in Nairobi, kind of flitted all over the world growing up, but ended up going back to Kenya for university and moved to Houston in 2001. So I've been here for about 20 years.
Oh wow! What made you move to America?
I actually moved to the States when I was 5, and we lived in the DC area during my formative years. But my aunt and uncle were living in Kenya at the time, and I had spent a year of school studying music at Florida State, and I didn't love it. For some reason, classical music just didn't hit a note with me. And so she said, "Why don't you come out to Kenya and decide what you want to do?" So I went out there, applied to a little American university out there, and loved it so much that I stayed. I joined a band and played music and toured, and it was just such a hoot.
Oh wow! What kind of band did you join?
We were a rock band. Our name was Ed the Duck, which was
Ed
kind of
the Duck.
Ed the Duck.
That's so awesome.
A silly name, but it was a duo. There were two female vocalists, and Shannon and I have actually written quite a bit of music together. But we had a blast. We toured in quite a few spots in East Africa. I had a single that was number 13 on the charts, which was super exciting at the time. And
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
yeah, it was kind of my taste of an African celebrity lifestyle. It was a lot of fun, and just loved it. In my 20s, it was a dream come true, and such a blast to be able to study and perform out there.
Oh wow! And South Africa is a beautiful country. I don't think people know how beautiful of a
Oh,
country it is.
it's breathtaking. I haven't been back since 2012, but I have a lot of family there. My grandparents were there for a long time, and my cousin is still there.
Are you planning on coming to South Africa soon again, or
I
is it not
hope
something
so.
that's in the cards?
South Africa and Kenya are on my list. However, I'm required to bring my daughters with me, so we definitely have to plan accordingly. Because it's one of those places that you can't go to South Africa for a week and really experience it. It's you have to go for 2 or 3 weeks at a minimum, I think, to really be able to enjoy it and without having to leave so quickly.
That is true. That is true. Um, I just saw that you dropped a song on YouTube just now, a rendition of Al Green.
Oh, yes. I had someone on Facebook request that I play some Al Green. And so I learned that song because it's my favorite Al Green song. And man, I'm so glad that I can play it. I'm definitely going to throw it into my repertoire.
You've got the voice of an angel. I just have to put that out there.
Oh, thank you.
And I love your music. Your music's very deep and everything. What is your creative process in writing your songs?
I think it just, I always say that sometimes the songs write themselves and they're just already there, and I consider myself a vessel in many instances where songwriting is concerned. But it usually starts with a tune in my head, or maybe a lyric that comes up that I think, oh, that would make a good hook for a song. And God bless voice recorder on the iPhone, because it allows me to kind of sing a little ditty and go back to it. And I'll usually grab the guitar or the piano and create the song as around that particular line. Um, there have
Okay.
been instances where, someone else has written the song or recorded tracks for it, and I just add lyrics and vocals or add their lyrics and vocals. It's really dependent on the song. Sometimes they take 10 minutes, sometimes I'll sit on a song for a year before I finish it.
Oh wow. Yeah, it all depends on how it goes and how it flows and what energies need to go into them, eh?
Exactly, and it's the creative process. I think for an artist, I mean, particularly for me, is one that's very emotionally tied. So sometimes, although it's an outlet, sometimes you have to put those emotions aside, or you're just not ready to express yourself in that sense. And I will go sometimes a certain amount of time without writing a song, and then sit down at the piano and maybe write two or three in the course of a day or two. So,
Wow, that's impressive.
oh, I think it comes with the territory, though. We just have this innate ability to just, express
Do
ourselves in
anything.
a way.
We can do literally anything if we put our mind to it.
Absolutely. And I think, I've gotten poetry um, and different original music from different fans that have sent it over to me, and their poetry a lot of times is just amazing, and something that I haven't done it yet, but well, I've done it for a couple people, but it's definitely something that I love to do as well.
Oh wow. Oh wow. How many instruments can you play?
I play the piano and the guitar. I always joke that I need to take more guitar lessons, but I play well enough to cover up the fact that I don't play that well with my voice. I'm much more of a pianist, and I mean, I tend to write a lot of power ballads and ballads on the piano, whereas the guitar kind of gives you the opportunity to write things that are a little more upbeat, like Sugar Daddy, which is on the album and was co-written with my old duo partner. Um, and the upbeat stuff usually is pretty funny, and the lyrics are kind of tied to, the humor behind the theme of the song. And yeah, so it's whereas the piano songs tend to be a lot more emotionally tied and a lot more expressive from an
Mm.
emotional standpoint, and you really don't realize, I guess, how much of your heart you're putting on your sleeve when you're performing and writing these songs, because I write them out of love, and sometimes they're about people, sometimes they're breakup songs or songs about the loss of a loved one. And yeah, it's turned to be a great outlet and a great way of dealing with that. And that's what I always hope in the songwriting, that I can help somebody else deal with that emotion, maybe eh, bring up good memories, bad memories. Just I'm one of those people that believes that you got to cry it out sometimes. And
Have to.
the music can be sad, but there are plenty of songs that I cry to. Some of my own that are hard for me to sing live without practice. But yeah, it's a beautiful process. I feel really fortunate to have the gift.
And it's nice that you share it with people, because I think music is the language of love. It's just everybody resonates, even if it's with different genres. Everybody resonates with a song that brings out emotions in them. It's like watching a good movie.
Oh, it is. I mean, I can think of a million songs that just trigger great memories. And I always say at my shows, I do a lot of covers, but I enjoy playing what people want to hear. And if one person comes up to me and says, you know what, you sang that one song and it made my night because it brought back these great memories, then I know I'm doing my job.
And that tickles the happy bone.
Oh, so
That makes you happy.
so much. I mean, there's nothing better than getting a lot of love and support from your fans and the people that listen to your music and appreciate it, for sure. So, putting out this album has been amazing, because there were a lot of older songs that I hadn't recorded yet that I really wanted to. And yeah, the love that I'm getting from people that listen to it and my fans is just priceless to me. It's why I do what I do.
When did the album, did you guys, your new album, when did it come out? Did it come out now? Just,
I just released it a few weeks ago. It's called Blue Skies, and it's dedicated to my old record sound engineer / record producer, Randy Shell, who unfortunately passed away in a skydiving accident.
that's so
But
sad.
it was really tragic. And so I wrote the song for his wife and to kind of deal with it. The title track, Blue Skies. And blue skies is something that Randy used to say before he jumped. Oh, the skies are blue. It's time to jump. He was an avid skydiver. So as tragic as it was, that's probably the way he would have wanted to go. I mean, 1 in 200,000 people. And I miss him to this day. I wish that he could hear this album. There's definitely some other songs that we did together and recorded together that I plan to release in the future. And yeah, it's all just dedicated to him. He gifted me with the ability to record. He was my next door neighbor, so gifted me with the ability to record when I was a stay-at-home mom anytime I wanted, free of charge, which, I mean, and he was so talented that I can't thank him enough for that gift.
Oh, that is so amazing. I think it's amazing that you dedicated an album to him as well, and may his memory live on.
Absolutely, absolutely. He was a remarkable man. So I hope it does in dedicating this album to him.
Did you do a lot of writing during COVID? During the lockdown?
COVID was an interesting time. It was quite difficult. I did do quite a bit of writing. Most of the songs that I recorded, however, were older songs that hadn't been recorded yet that I really wanted to record. But I did do a bit of writing just in trying to deal with, this loneliness. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. My children are based in Tulsa with their dad, and I love Tulsa. It's an amazing place. There were times, however, during COVID where we couldn't visit one another, whether it was a scare on one end or a scare on my end. I think I went 4 months without seeing my children, which is heartbreaking.
Which is hard for a mother.
Oh, so hard. And, thank God for FaceTime. I bug them every day on FaceTime. They want to deal with me. But I don't know what I would have done without those video chats and just the ability to, watch my 11-year-old play basketball or do her dance routines and, check in on my teenager and who's now a college student. I can't believe it.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah, I mean, time flies. So, and I have a 14-year-old as well, all little girls. So they're the loves of my life.
I know exactly how you feel. I've also got 3. I've got my oldest daughter is turning 20 now in November, and then I've got a son of 13 and a little girl of 5 years old as well. And we had the same issue. Yeah, we had the same issues through COVID, like because she's also with her dad, the young one, and not being able to visit, and also the same scares and everything. How did COVID affect your singing career?
Well, everything came to a halt. And I did do a couple of virtual shows that, but it was tough for me because it's not the same, singing live to an audience is so different in that, it's more intimate. You're engaging with people more. I had to really learn how to do the virtual concerts, and it's only recently that I've started posting these videos of playing covers and whatnot, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it and loving the response, and just to make a point to try and do it every day, just to put out a song every day. I think it's really had a marked effect on me. It helps me practice too, because I did lose a little bit of practice. My guitar fingers
got a little lazy.
went away. Yes. I had to put super glue on my fingers for a while those calluses built up again. But so yeah, I can't say that I really embraced the virtual concert thing, but it's something that I'm more willing to explore now as I get comfortable with the whole virtual thing, because it's kind of, the times are unpredictable right now. We kind of have to go with the flow, and I don't want to stop performing. So now that I'm used to the video and virtual concerts, it's definitely something that I'll look into doing more often. But other than that, we spent COVID, preparing and recording the album, and also, kind of just working on basic, plans to market and plans to, play certain gigs in the future. So it was a time of introspection for sure, and it was a time where I had to learn to enjoy my own company. Not a lot of
I
practice,
think
though.
I think a lot of people that when that lockdown hit, a lot of people had to reevaluate their lives and see what is important. It actually forced you to do that.
Yes, absolutely. And maybe it's just fate or meant to be, and a way that we were having, obviously there were a lot of families that were brought back together, and I don't know. I feel like there were some good things that came out of it in terms of being, those who were able to spend more time with their families and spend more time with their kids. That, I'm sure was priceless. I know that I appreciated the time I spent with my children so much more, knowing that this pandemic has just been such a huge part of the last 2 years of our lives. And it kind of breaks my heart that our kids haven't really had normal schooling or the same experiences that we did growing up. So it was definitely an adjustment for everyone.
And when you think back, you can't believe that it's 2 years already.
It's nuts to think that the time has flown by like that.
What artists do you usually cover? What some of famous artists that songs you cover?
I do everything. I love Maroon 5. I know a lot of Maroon 5
Me
songs.
too.
I'm a huge fan. And I enjoy Taylor Swift's writing. I do a lot of mainstream stuff, but anything from like Creedence to, I love Sheryl Crow. She's always been a huge influence. Creedence, there's a Metallica song that I like to do. Usually it's yeah, it's usually dictated by what the audience asks for. And so I'll pull it up on my Apple streaming and pull up a song that they like and try and learn it before my next show. Which, I get the most enjoyment out of playing what the crowd wants to hear. It really, and it allows me to learn a plethora of new music. Lately, it's been that one Celine Dion song that I've fallen in love with, the Because You Love Me.
Oh, that is a beautiful song.
Such a beautiful song, and she's so amazing. And, I grew up listening to these amazing kind of diva artists, and they really were a huge influence on me. A lot of the female artists, the Lilith Fair. I'm a huge Tori Amos fan. She kind of, when I taught myself how to play and perform on the piano, I learned probably, half of her discography, excuse me. So it's just, I'm definitely someone that doesn't tend to one genre of music. It's pop, a lot of country too, because a lot of the stuff that I write is very country. Mostly pop and country, but I love rap. I love hip hop. I think there's something to appreciate in every style of music. And I like the way the world is turning into a place where genre isn't that big of a deal anymore. People cross over all the time, and it's amazing.
They do, they do. I mean, I'm an avid, do they say avid metal head.
Oh, no way.
Yes, and I actually, and the just before your show, we interviewed a lady or a band, Sirens Rain Band, and they do folk metal. So that is also something new that yeah, and that's so amazing. And then we interview South African metal bands as well on our podcast, The Stone Daisies.
Wow. And there are some
Yes, yes.
amazing artists in South Africa as well. I mean, I remember in my high school days, I spent standard seven, so the ninth grade at Bryanston High School in Joburg. And the music that we were exposed to, the South African rock band and the likes, were pretty cool. And, you know, it's my favorite one is my favorite band, South African band, is the Parlotones. And
Oh, I love them. I
they're
love them.
amazing. I love them. So I had the opportunity to meet the band when they came to the
Oh,
States to perform at Sundance. And I remember
I'm so jealous.
it was so cool. My girlfriend was, you know, talking about this certain room and this next band that was playing. And she's like, yeah, some South African band, the Parlotones. And I was like, no, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I have to go. So it was a beautiful little small intimate show. And of course, I was the only loud American girl saying, play this song, please. So much fun. So yeah, I had to meet them afterwards and just tell them what, you know, how fantastic they were.
They are amazing. And another good band is Prime Circle.
I haven't heard of them.
I'm gonna send you a link to their music. Also, yeah, I think they're also from Pretoria. Um, very, very well known South African band, and their music is insane. The lead singer Ross has got the most insane raspy thing going for him,
Oh,
and
how
there's
cool.
I'm definitely gonna, yeah, I'll definitely send you their
Please
link.
please do, because I definitely haven't explored a lot of the South African. I think I've just been like in my own little bubble of writing. So now that that's done and we're out, and the album's dropped, uh, I want to be able to take in as much music as possible. It kind of influences what comes next.
Oh no, I'll definitely send you some because there's another band, Black Cat Bones, that I also discovered a little while ago, whose music is also insane. So I'll definitely send you some links of some local bands.
Yeah, please do, so I can add some new songs to my gig repertoire. Repertoire.
Oh, and I'm glad to be able to be able to add to that, and you won't be disappointed in listening to, especially if you like the Polytones. They're almost the
Oh,
same genre and everything. Yes, yes. If
fantastic.
you if you can have dinner with any music personality, who would it be, and what would you talk about?
Ooh, that's a really good question. As a songwriter and performer, I would have to say probably Ryan Tedderer of One Republic. I just think he's
Oh,
probably one of the most amazing songwriters ever to exist. And wow, it would be such a treat to pick his brain and just figure out what goes on and what his process is as far as the writing goes, because I feel like every song he puts out just really just gets you, and you know,
mm.
it feels from it. um, I admire him to the nth degree, so yeah, he's definitely who I would want to have dinner with.
That's an amazing choice. Also, another good band, or and I also love their music. Heat after heat after heat, same as Maroon Five. You can
Yeah,
put on you can put on a CD and listen to the whole CD.
yeah, it's they're very, shoot, you know, with every album that I've listened to, there are very few that I haven't loved every single one of the songs. They're just amazing. True talent.
Same, same.
The
True
first time I
talent, true
ever
talent.
the first time I ever saw them live, what I thought was so amazing is they were opening for Maroon 5 at the time at the Woodlands Pavilion. And I think it was maybe 2005 or 2007. In any case, they opened for Maroon 5, and my husband at the time and I went to go get snacks while the band was opening, and I said, "Oh my gosh, who is this band? Like, we have to go back and listen to them." And they were on the stage switching instruments, like they could all play one another's instruments. Just such a show. I mean, I stood there jaw dropped and was a fan right away. I mean, amazing guys.
I would love to see them live. That is on my bucket list, definitely, is to
Oh,
see them live.
it's worth it. It's such a great show.
I
So,
will definitely go have a look. You've got a song, Out of Sight. There's a story behind it. Can you maybe tell us the story behind that song?
yes, without, shoot, it was so long ago, but when I was in college, I had a boyfriend for a very brief amount of time. It was just, and he's probably one of the best boyfriends one could ever have, just a total sweetheart. And for some reason at the time, I just thought he was just laying it on a little too thick. And so I remember sitting there with Shannon, my duo partner, and I was like, we've got to write a song about this because it's hilarious. And to kind of gently say, the the guys aren't the only ones that what's that book called? He's Not That Into You. It's like, we need to do a song that's kind of the version of She's Not That Into You. But I love the song because it's funny and kind of, I'm all about female empowerment and reminding the ladies that they have the it factor as well, and we just got a kick out of writing that song, and it was so much fun to write it. I had to record it and put it on the album. So we made it a real two-stepper, which, yeah, I hope to hear in some concert halls someday with some people two-stepping to it.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is such an amazing story.
It was fun. I mean, the gifts and I look back and think that's probably the type of boyfriend that every girl deserves, and it's funny the way that, granted I was 22 and stupid. So, to him out there, I apologize. As a single woman now, I know that those types of guys are very hard to find.
They are. Otherwise, everybody would have had one.
Amen. Amen.
Are your guys' live shows picking up? Are they starting to organize after the COVID more shows?
Yes, thank goodness. Just hooked up with a band that I'm super excited about playing with. I haven't played with a band in years, and I miss it terribly. So that's going to get going. And then I've got some shows coming up. Yeah, they're picking up for sure. I've got some shows around Houston. I play at a wine bar called the Vine Wine Room every Saturday. And love that. That's kind of my home base. And I'll be touring a little bit and going outside of Houston. There's this concert hall in Brenham called the 4-Star. That's a fantastic venue that I love to play. So I'll be playing there in September and again in October. And, I've got different fans on Facebook saying, when are you coming here? When are you coming here? So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to check out some venues in Fort Worth, check out some venues in Austin, in Tyler, wherever somebody asks if I'm coming there. And, yeah, just spread the love, spread the music.
It's the only way. That's the only way. What is your favorite song to sing?
Ooh, I guess it depends on the mood. Right now, it's that Al Green song. I love singing Me and Bobby McGee. That's probably one that I do at every show just because it's such a fun song to sing.
I love that song. I'm probably giving my age away.
Janis Joplin is amazing. And just the way that she just, worked the vocals in the end, it's just something that's so fun to emulate. Obviously, I could never compare to that, to that sound, but shoot, it really inspires me. And another one that I love to do is Hotel California. I'm a big Eagles
Oh,
fan, and
another just hit out
it's
there. It's just
yeah.
another hit.
I wish I could play that guitar lick part at the end. I usually try and sing it, which doesn't always work out that well. But it's such a beautiful song, and one of the first songs I learned when I learned to play the guitar. And it's one that I do at every show, just about. People like the song, it's very familiar, and it usually sparks a lot of good memories.
Did you teach yourself to play guitar or did you go for lessons?
When I was studying when I was studying music, I did take a class and learned all the the major chords. I remember having band-aids on my fingers. I was so determined to learn as many songs as possible. And I took some lessons in between. Many thanks to my father for our working holidays in Singapore, where he'd set us up with lessons, but had a great guitar teacher there who taught me Stairway to Heaven. I need to relearn the song, and taught me how to do a few lead parts, which were really cool. But other than that, I mean, Tom Petty always said that the best songs and the biggest hits are only 2 or 3 chords. So I always tell people, if you can learn the basic chords, you can play a plethora of different songs, which is kind of how I've taught myself to play over the years.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. If you weren't a musician, what would you be if you weren't a musician?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I think I would probably be an aesthetician, yeah, an aesthetician or a hairdresser, believe it or not. Like
What is an aesthetician? Is that the guys that give you
the people that do facials and that work in the salon
Oh,
do all these great things. I don't know why. I have great memories from Kenya in college. One of my best friends owned a salon. And so I used to spend so much time in that salon, and it was so much fun. You'd get randomly get nails done, get your hair done, go and get a foot massage. Like, I think I would be a salon owner if I wasn't a musician, just because it's such a fun and great and relaxed environment. And it's somewhere where, everyone that comes in is there to decompress and be pampered and treated well. And I've just always, kind of had a huge attraction to the people that know how to make somebody feel and look beautiful. Like, it's just true talent in itself. They're artists in themselves. So
they
yeah.
are, they are, they definitely are, and there's no feeling better than a feeling after a nice mani or pedi, and
Oh, I
some
know.
self love, and some massaging.
It's the best. I mean, it's definitely, to me, just that kind of pampering, lap luxury. And we don't have that much. I don't have as much time on my hands as I did in college to sit around with girlfriends and yap away. But it's also the best conversations that happen in a salon. The best, the most open and honest conversation possible.
Down and dirty and grinding and just raw and honest.
They're I call hairdressers therapists. They really are. They're total therapists.
That's true. Music and sitting, getting your hair done, hairdressers or whatever, just focusing, and then the problems just seem to come out.
Yes, it's just some kind of
So,
comfortableness, and it's true. I get a lot of people telling me a lot about their lives, and it's inspiring, and it's kind of it's an honor. It's an honor to have someone love and trust your music so much that they're going to tell you exactly how it helped them. So yeah, I find that those types of conversations, the honest and since are the most sincere.
they definitely are. They definitely are. What are some new artists that you are listening to?
Ooh, I love Doja Cat.
I
I
don't know them.
I think she's South African.
Really?
Part South African. Doja Cat is a female artist that does. I'm sure if you've heard her, I'm sure you've heard her music. There's a song called "Kiss Me More." I think that's the latest single, and it is her. Her songs are just so fun and sexy, and her videos are so much fun to watch. I'm a big fan. I'm becoming a big fan of Dua Lipa. I just love her voice.
Oh,
Um, I find her amazing. That's probably two of the newest artists. And then I'm finding a lot of and exploring a lot of the local, Houston's got a huge local hip hop and rap scene, and are
oh,
there are some hugely talented rappers out there that I really enjoy listening to as well.
oh, nice. You also listen to a vast variety. If I go on my liked songs, it's like metal, rap, Afrikaans, a little bit of this.
Very
I play
cool.
you anything. Some
Man,
Elvis that might pop in there.
yes, Elvis is always good to sing, but I admire your ability to speak Afrikaans. We had to take it in school, and I think I learned like maybe one or two things, and it's one of the most difficult languages to pick up.
It's
Uh,
also one of one of the youngest languages, I think.
is it? I did not know that.
Yes. Yes, because South Africa's or the immigrants here and the language was created when they all came here. So they say it's one of the youngest languages.
Oh, cool. I did not know that. So yeah, I think the only thing I learned to say is ek praat nie Afrikaans nie, which means I don't
We-
speak Afrikaans.
but that
That's
was
the only
very
one that
good
stays with me.
though.
That's the only one I remember. But it gets the point across.
It tells them that don't go further than this. I won't be able to help.
We had such a sweet Afrikaans teacher in school too. She was just amazing. I mean, we had to, and what amazes me too is in the school system, we had to learn Xhosa and Zulu as well. Some really complicated languages, but I think it's
Yes, even
wonderful.
me. Yeah, I wrote matric in 99. So when I went to standard six, it's when they brought in all the African languages because usually in the schools there weren't no African languages. You only had English and Afrikaans. And once the apartheid and that whole situation happened, that's when they started bringing in the African languages. And they actually made us watch Lion King in Zulu. So the first time I watched Lion King, I had to watch it in Zulu. So I heard about this movie, but didn't understand a word that they were saying. Watching this movie, I have no idea what they're saying.
I don't remember any Zulu, but I think it's so cool to be exposed to all those languages. I still, I can still speak a little bit of Kiswahili because you spend 4 years out there. You're bound to have to learn a little bit of the language. Um, but Kiswahili is, in my opinion, a lot easier, came to me much easier. Uh, Whereas Xhosa, oh my gosh, with the clicking is just such a complicated language. And even just getting that and figuring out how to click in between the words is tough. So those
Click.
definitely didn't sit with me as much. But, there's,
I
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
no. It's me. I'm also bad with the Xhosa and the African languages. I am also so scared I swear at the people, so I don't even attempt it.
Exactly. So you just gotta sit back and it amazes me though how many different languages there are in Africa, and just how amazing it is to me that the people, you meet an average person there and they usually can speak a minimum of 2 to 3 languages, if not,
Mm.
4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, that takes some intelligence. It really does.
It does. It really does. What are your goals in your music career going
Well,
forward?
I always I've always had a long-standing dream to just win one Grammy. So if I can win one Grammy, the other thing too, which has been realized, is I wanted to record one album that I can genuinely say I'm really proud of. So having produced and recorded this album has been huge for me, because I attained a lifelong goal in doing so. And so next up is that one Grammy. So it only takes one song. I'm hoping, what I'd love is for, even if it's not me, for another artist to pick up one of the songs and make it a hit. It would just be so cool to hear the songs on the radio again, like we did in Africa. Excuse me. So I would say that's probably like the ultimate shoot for the stars. I don't know if I lost you. Hey.
Hi, this is me. I'm in behind the scenes, recording the show. So I was like, I'm just gonna step in for a bit so it doesn't look that awkward.
No worries, no worries. Hey, technical difficulties occur all the time. I mean, we've experienced the fact that it's not magic with Corona, I think.
Yeah,
I love it. It's made everything more real in life.
yeah. So how's your day going so far?
Hey, I'm having a great day. I've got a show tonight. Just trying to get the adulting out of the way, laundry, boring stuff. But other than that, it was my birthday yesterday. So spent a fantastic day with friends and went out and did a girls' night and got dressed up. It was a hoot. There
Oh,
she
she's
is.
back. All right, I'll step back.
Happy birthday for yesterday. I'm so sorry
Thank
my
you.
internet just took a dip there.
Thank you. Another year younger and wiser.
True. Our birthdays go backwards when you get to 39, 38,
I
37.
think so. I mean, shoot, I turned 44 yesterday and I feel better.
Wow, you look
I don't,
amazing.
thanks. Botox. Botox is key.
All right, girls,
I
I'll
feel
step back.
amazing. I feel like I look better than I did in my 20s. I feel better than I did in my 20s, and I'm definitely a lot smarter than I was in my 20s.
Believe me too. I turned 40 in December. So and I must say I also feel much better, much wiser, much prettier, much more anything than I did when I was 20.
Amen. There's something really empowering about turning 40 and just knowing that you've been there, done that. And, you can, especially with kids, you can, it's not your first rodeo anymore.
It's like,
So
well done for making it.
thanks. Yeah, exactly. I always, one of my girlfriends, when I turned 40, said, "Welcome to 40. We've been waiting for you."
It's like, thank you.
So I'm like, you're right. I mean, 40's fantastic. The 40s have been great so far.
Where can people find your music? On which platforms?
They can find it on any and every platform. I think we're on Deezer, we're on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, you name it. If you just type in Melody Debraux, And I know the last name is kind of complicated. Eventually, I just set up a website, so eventually I'll have all the links on the website. But Boomplay, I'm working with a digital distributor, Southwest Digital, who are fantastic, and they're pushing out the music to just about any and every platform out there. So there really shouldn't be a place where you can't find Blue Skies.
Oh, that is so amazing. I'm definitely going to follow you on Spotify and everything. And then did your mom know you were going to be a music artist naming you Melody?
My father's more of the musician, and I think he probably dictated my name. But
Like fathers do.
But yes, my mother always knew that my mom tells stories about when I was little and we were living in Mexico City at the time. And I love this story, but she said you were 2 years old. And anytime we went into a restaurant and there was a mariachi band playing, she's like, you knew every single mariachi song. And you would just look at us and you'd say, I'll be back. And then you'd walk straight up to the stage, grab a maraca, and just start singing along like you were just meant to be there. And I love it. I wish that back then they had video of this, because it would have cracked me up. But yeah, my aunt says I used to serenade couples just randomly at the pool, or so I get a kick out of that. I think it was just innate. I think for a lot of performers, you're just born with that desire to perform for the world and share your music.
To make people happy, to make them smile.
Exactly. I mean, that's really, music heals the soul. Music is, to me, the universal language of love.
I
And
agree.
you can't meet somebody in life that hasn't been in one way or another touched by a song.
That is true. That is true. Any upcoming shows that you can maybe tell the people where they can find you, where they can find tickets to see you live?
Yes, for the moment, I still have not done an album release concert, but we will be organizing one. What's happening in the immediate future is I'm going to be playing at the Vine Wine Room on Memorial Drive in Houston. That's kind of my mainstay. I'm playing there tonight from 8 to 11. And then I'll also start playing at a venue called Acadian Coast, I believe. It's a Cajun restaurant in East Downtown Houston. All of these are on my Facebook page, on the calendars there in the events. So if you go to Melody Debraux Music, you'll be able to I'll list those as they come along as we're booking them. Now that we're out of the studio and ready to perform, there's definitely shows coming up. We've got the 4-Star in Brenham, Texas coming up. And I'm definitely going to sneak out to other parts of Texas, especially to play some shows. So they'll all be on the website eventually, and they are all on my Facebook page for now.
And then after you've done the tour and everything, do you already have material for a next album, or do you now need to start writing new stuff? Or
I need to start writing new stuff, period. But I do have some material that Randy produced, my old record producer, that I plan on releasing probably in the fall, maybe right around before Christmas time. So there's certain singles that I've worked on that I'll be releasing throughout the course of the year, and then recording and releasing stuff. We've written one with the new sound engineer that I really like and think is a great song. So we'll be releasing that as soon as it's done. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more music to come.
Oh, that is so interesting. And I'll be in America in the near future. So I'll definitely want to come watch one of your shows and then meet you in person.
Yes.
And just give you a hug. And thank you for the time that you took and for being such a lovely guest. And I'm gonna send you that link for Prime Circle.
Yes, please do. Find me on Instagram and we'll follow one another, and let me know when you come to the States. You have to make it to Houston so that we can have coffee and chat and meet in person.
That would be so amazing, and I'll definitely hit you up and send you a message so that we can follow. I think I've already followed you, but I'll just send you a message. I'll just send you a message. And then thank you so much for your time. This was a wonderful interview.
Thank you. I had a great time. Oh, yes, and I'll introduce you to some local metal bands here too, for sure.
Yay! That makes me very happy. Thank you so much for being so lovely.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your day.
You as well, and enjoy your show tonight.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.